if you can't tell by the thumbnail, this episode, it's not even an episode. It is something Rich, you know him as Angry Cops, brought to light. And it is something that even now I'm at a loss of words to how to even explain it. I will say viewer discretion is advised, and it does have to deal with kids. I truly believe everyone should see this message, and I know this community. We know this community, and we know you guys will help make this right and make a difference. And really quick, so much love for Rich and what he is doing and the purpose of this. All the AdSense and money that this video generates is going to be donated to the Buffalo, New York Family Justice Center. And the other reason it is running is because in order to reach as many people as possible, this is how you have to do it. Otherwise, it gets restricted. And we didn't want that for this message. Angry Cops, Rich, we will support you till the end of times with this. And I know all of you will do the same. We here, you all, we defend those who might need a little help or who don't have a voice. So again, viewer discretion is advised.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Unsubscribed Podcast. Rich has something important to say and we would like for you all to hear it.
You ready to get sued?
Yeah.
No?
Let's go.
All right, so this is this is real, and this can affect my life, but it's at the moment where it's one of those things where you got to do the right thing or not. And I didn't want to ruin the actual podcast with it. I wanted to wait till later on just in case. So here's the deal. I've been in SVU in the Buffalo Police Department for 2 years, and there was a space in between where I left SVU, the Special Victims Unit, and I went to two other, I got promoted to lieutenant and then went to the FBI and assisted with that, and I'm back in SVU. But during those 2 years, even before then, there has been an issue where the Buffalo school system, specifically their legal representatives in the city, like the city attorneys that specifically work for Buffalo Public Schools, right? So I'm not sure if that's the city of Buffalo buying these attorneys and having them protect them, or if it's like the schools, like lawyers for the schools as their own thing. But either way, long story short, the Buffalo school system has been intentionally not reporting the assaults of student between student, and then has also used the Buffalo Police Department's school resource officers to write reports and then had their influence over those officers to then close the reports. And that's a story I'll get into.
Right. So soft pitch, why are they doing that?
I don't know. My best estimate is that they're afraid or don't want the numbers to show that there are these police investigations occurring at their schools or assaults occurring at their schools because it could affect funding or something somehow, which, by the way, is fucking stupid. If a crime happens at a school, it doesn't mean that funding is then stopped or prevented from going to that school. Oftentimes, if there's a problem, people will pour money into that problem to fix it. And I'm going to give you an example. This is a real example. There is a school that's attached to the Buffalo Science Museum. That school that's attached to the Buffalo Science Museum has doors that can go from the Science Museum into the school. Those doors are not locked. Individuals can get into them, right? Stranger danger, right? And that happened. So a stranger went into the school. It's a grade school. It's a very low school. And this person grabbed a male and a female child.
So it's a very low school?
Low grade school.
So like first through fifth.
Yeah. So kids under the age of 10.
Oh, fuck.
So it goes into the school and grabs a young female child and a male child and tries to leave. And I'm gonna parcel this story up in kind of the way that the information came in. At first, the information that came in was that there was one female child that was It was an attempted abduction. There was no report about the second child. Kind of a big deal. The second child, the boy, had pissed himself. And when his parents came, sorry, I'm getting fucked up. When his parents came to pick him up.
Take your time, brother.
Yeah, sorry. Give me a second.
You good?
You're all right, man.
When his parents came to pick him up, the school did not disclose to the parent that the kid was a part of an attempted abduction. So when parents asked him, why did my kid piss his pants at school, the teachers and the people in charge did not tell them that there was an attempted abduction. The school then deleted the video of the attempted abduction.
The fuck?
In the district attorney's office, excuse me. And the district attorney's office only got it because somebody within the school had the wherewithal to record it and then give it to them. The district attorney's office has sent subpoenas, so like court-ordered documents from judges that are signed, to the school's legal representatives. And those representatives have intentionally not responded to them. Now, here's the weird thing, which is like this is the biggest issue right here. Is that specific one is the one that sent me over the edge. Obviously, I'm emotional from it. So, the biggest issue with this entire story, well, one of the issues with this entire story, is that when subpoenaed, these legal representatives for the Buffalo School Department are ignoring the subpoenas and not just not responding to them, but being obstructionists and actually giving information to school administrators and school personnel to not talk to the police or assist the police in any way. In fact, to obstruct us, like intentionally, do not do these things. Here's how you prevent the police from doing their job. So, and here's where like this crux is coming in, why it's kind of a whistleblower thing, is there are people that are trying to get this information from the schools, and the main obstructionist are these lawyers who, once again, I said, are ignoring subpoenas and court orders. And the only way that you can overcome that is if somebody from the court system, judge, attorney general's office in New York State, the attorney general of the United States, comes down and says, why are you not responding to these court orders? You're ordered to respond to them and you're not. And in this specific case, you know, like destruction of evidence, you know, which is huge. And then not telling one of the, you know, the kid's parents.
Now, if somebody comes forward, you said somebody had the wherewithal to record the surveillance video or whatever it was.
Yeah.
If somebody comes forward with that, that's still usable as evidence.
So they
right?
have to, person, that's a weird thing about New York State. And I'm not a lawyer, and my knowledge is limited in that, but from my understanding, you need to have somebody confirm the authenticity of the recording. So let's say that it's a CCTV of like a corner store. The manager or a worker would have to show up to court and say, that is the video that from my store. When it comes from, and I don't know if this is how it was done, but let's say like a cell phone recorded the CCTV footage, and then they were like, hey, they deleted the real CCTV footage, and then gave it to the assistant district attorney. You would need somebody to authenticate that, which would, and this is where the legal process is weird to me. I'm not sure if that means that the individual that sent the CCTV recording from their phone would have to state, I'm so and so, I recorded that with my phone. I was in the office of such and such school, and this is recording of our CCTV footage. Or if that means that any representative from the school can say, no, what that person recorded is our CCTV footage.
Gotcha. So whoever recorded versus anyone can say yes and verify that.
So I'm not sure, like that's something for like the lawyers to do. I'm not sure how that process goes, but
school district did that?
dude, I'm telling you, a lot of the schools. When I say that's the worst example that I have, which is obviously a horrible example, I can't tell you the amount of shit that I have to go through in order to go to a school, talk to a principal and say, what did the kid tell you? And they'll go, I can't talk to you. I've got to talk to my lawyers. You're like, it's in your job to protect the kids? I can't tell you how many. I'll tell you another one. I had a girl that was, man, I don't get fucked up.
That's fucking wild. Like, especially if your own kiddo and then you don't even know. They come home, they're scared, they're confused, they have no idea what just happened, and then no one's telling them. Like,
you
it
were
sounds
a
like a
parent,
made
The
up story.
loyalty to the f***ing money above the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think it's a mix of fear. I think it's the fear of there's a lot of shit there. I don't think it's like dirty money. I think it's a fear of losing your job. It's a fear of the people that are above you that are going to come back and get you. I think it's the fear of stepping out of line and then getting, reprimanded.
Bystander.
But like one of the cases that I had is a girl went to she got beat by her dad, who's a blood. He's a piece of shit. She got beat by her dad, and she went to a school counselor and said, my dad beats me. And the school counselor didn't report it. The school counselor's like notes were like, this kid's a liar. She lies a lot about like how cool she was at another school. And you're like, oh, that's normal kid lying shit. What do I give a f about that? So she didn't report it. And then the next incident happened where this girl had a video recording of, I forget if it was either her dad post beating her or if it was during the beating or if it was of her injuries. I think it was of her dad punching her. And she walks into the counselor's office while she's with another girl, plays the video, and the woman's like, is that you? And she's like, yeah, that's me. And then the girl walks out of the office. And then later on in the day, the counselor goes up to her and is like, hey, listen, what's going on with that video? Like, is that you? Like, what's going on? She's like, yeah, that's me. My dad beats me all the time. And then the kid walked away. Not reported. Not reported. Not reported to CPS, not reported to the police. The third time is when my case comes in. The kid comes into school beaten and bruised and swollen, and then they remove the kid from the parent's custody, right? And then that's when I get the investigation of child abuse.
But it took 3 fucking times to
It took 3 times. The first time, it's easy. Hey, CPS, this girl says that she got beat. I don't really know what's going on. Here you go. And then CPS begins an investigation. And then the law enforcement referral from CPS comes to me. And then if CPS brings her in, does an interview, and it's valid, I go talk to dad and arrest him. That didn't happen the first time. The second time, there's video fucking proof that she's got a video on her phone and shows you. And then you do nothing. And yeah. And so like that, those are the two. That's one that I'm directly involved in. That's one that I happen to know about that I'm not investigating. And I can tell you that myself and the people in my unit are concerned, but we've made complaints, and people in my chain of command above me have made complaints, and we've had to go back to be like, let's look at this address of the school.
What's
that?
What's the outcome you want on this? Like I don't.
I want the one school counselor that I investigated arrested for failing to report. You're not a school counselor if you don't know how to tell people that a child's being abused. She needs to be arrested or at least charged. If you want to put her on probation, fucking fine. But something needs to happen. And I'm not saying it needs to happen as like there's no legal system. I'm saying that there has to be a repercussion so then people who see if you don't report because you didn't report, that there's repercussions.
So like the people aren't reporting because they're worried the system will fuck them. But if you don't report, the system will fuck you too.
So
like you need to do your job.
It's like this dual concern, right? You don't have to talk to the police. Like everybody has their own individual rights for self-preservation. You know, your Fourth Amendment rights. You don't have to, Miranda rights. You don't have to talk to me. But it's different when you're a mandated reporter. And it's different when parents aren't being told why their kid. If you've got a kid. You don't have a kid yet. Not you either. If you picked up your fucking toddler from school and they pissed themselves and they're crying, and you're like, oh my God, what's Jimmy? What's going on with you? The first thing you do is go up to the teacher and be like, hey, what happened? And you would expect a real answer. Somebody tried to steal Jimmy. What you wouldn't expect is for that school to delete video footage. What you wouldn't expect is for that school to be like, oh, you know what? I'm not sure. Something happened. You'll have to talk to an administrator about it. I'm not sure. About it. It's people that are afraid of doing the right thing. Like these school teachers and principals are afraid to do the right thing. And like I said, we can guess why. I've got my own hypothesis. This is why. But either way, they're failing to do the right thing for one reason or another. And some of them are bad. And I'll give you another example. This case might have been a fluke. It could have been like, kids experimenting and then one of them got scared. It could have been absolutely nothing. It still could be absolutely nothing. I've left 6 messages on a principal's voicemail saying, hey, I just need you to talk to me. I need the phone numbers of the parents. I only have the phone numbers of the kids. I don't want to call the kids. Please give me the phone numbers of the parents, of the adults of these kids, of the police report that you called 911 for to have police already show up. I just don't have the phone numbers for the parents, and I can't get a return phone call. How many times do I got to call a school principal to be like, hey, there's a potential assault. I just need to talk to the parents. And I can't get a return phone call?
It's fucking wild.
And like they're and for some reason they're protected. And my opinion from all of this and everything else is that it is the legal representatives of the Buffalo City schools that are advising, educating, scaring, whatever you want to say it is, to these administrators, teachers, counselors. Don't talk to police. Don't make a police report. Have the police report, instead of say sexual assault, make it information only. Well, you want to bury a sexual assault with a kid? Have a fucking cop show up and then have them write down everybody's name and say information only, and then don't forward it to special victims unit.
Yeah.
5 kids, 7 kids are by one other kid in the school, right? They're 14, he's 16. It doesn't fucking matter if it's not a crime or if it was consensual. If somebody says I was and I felt bad about it, it's my job to investigate it. Why are you stopping that? And so, yeah, I was going to do it on the main podcast. If you want to throw it at the end, that's cool. But I might be asking for financial assistance after this goes live. But I'm okay with it because
you're doing the right thing.
It's fucking me up. It's fucking me up. I can't deal with it no more.
Something that I've learned from our little podcast is ever since we've opened it up to like first responders, I've read a lot of those stories in there. And first responders do like PTSD. I think it's like for the active duty military, when you go to war, it's like it's highs and lows. Like you just get a shit show or nothing. Like it's all over the place. But first responders, it's just a constant thing. And like you being in the smack dab middle of both, bro, I don't know how you do it. Like people in general, like cops in general who deal with like sex crimes or child sex crimes, I couldn't do it. I'd be going to prison.
Because it's the idea of like the, at least when you're talking about military trauma, it's like that's over there.
You're in war. Well, that's the thing. You're in war. You are fighting the enemy. You're like, chances are innocent aren't. You're not taking the life of an innocent. It's very rare. You're fighting enemy combatants. You're shooting blah blah blah, and then you come back and you're like, oh, and it's a separation versus here, and it's not the innocent you're seeing and then interacting with or pulling up to a crime scene, as you said. It's like, hey, there was a fucking drunk driver and a baby got smeared across the road. And then you have to go home immediately.
And know that's going on around you all the time.
Yeah.
It's like
different world.
It's like an acute injury versus just like sustained overuse injury almost.
Yeah.
Like I would join the military and go to war over being a police officer. I'm so sorry. Any day.
Paper towels.
Paper towels. I got them right here. Boom. Because of that exact.
That was.
You're going to get pink lip.
Get the smelling salts.
Are you available later?
Did you just do a line of energy drink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I feel better after getting all that off my fucking chest.
Well, thank you for dude, brother.
Bro,
thank
you
you.
have
Thank you. Thank you.
Dude,
for sharing,
I'm honestly like I'm like for real. Like I'm fucking. I feel like there is going to be. I am going to have some sort of repercussions because I'm trying to do the right thing.
We got your
Like I
back.
feel like people,
You have so many
Yeah.
people that will have your back on that.
dude.
I mean,
We will show our ass to make that happen.
I did that already.
On a different issue, you did literally do that.
Do cops have whistleblower protection? I know military does. Like, honest question.
Well, I mean, there's a whistleblower protection for everybody. So yeah, and like, if there's like a legal thing where they're going to come after me, I bet you there is going to be a legal thing where they come after me, and I don't know how I'm going to be protected or what that's going to be.
It's worked out for you so far.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know what I don't know what's going to be so far, but like the things that I just said, you know, right? And because I'm concerned about them, it's like you said, the one case is mine, and that's how I know about it. But like, these are concerns from higher ranking people in the Buffalo Police Department. These are concerns from patrol people in the Buffalo Police Department. These are concerns from the district attorney's office. Like the district attorney's office is like, you know, Rich, like, I know what you're dealing with. This is fucked up. I've got this. I've got that. This is going on. That's how I know that, like, they're the lawyers from, or that's the information that I'm getting that, you know, back up that thinking that the lawyers that represent the schools are not just not responding, but also obstructionists, which is, you know, what the, you know, like, and if I can be frank, I think everybody in the world is going to be like, so let me get this right. You're a lawyer, and instead of assisting the police department in protecting kids because you represent the schools, instead of assisting them, you're going to intentionally obstruct them. You're going to not respond to subpoenas. You're going to not respond to court orders. You're going to think that you're so high above the law and you've got no repercussions have happened to them because, like, you need somebody above a judge. Like, what's the judge going to do? Hey, give this to me. Yeah, I haven't given you anything and I'm not going to give you anything. And nothing happens. Like, where the else do you go? The commissioner of police can't do shit about that. I mean, maybe we can make an arrest here or there, but then we need the assistant district attorneys and the district attorney of Erie County to have her back and do that. And if there's assistant district attorneys that are like, dude, these lawyers aren't even responding to us. Like, we don't know what, like, we got to get somebody higher above our DA to do something, or the DA to do something. I don't know, like, who can do something. And it's gotten so bad in the schools that, like, this is my, like, I don't know. I just gotta, like, talking to a shrink and fucking and this.
I just hate how bad it's gotten to the fact where you believe that the unsubscribed podcast is the best outlet because Jesus Christ,
Bro.
I mean,
But
on the
I
plus
already
side,
know, I can guarantee this will light a fuck that school
on the
system.
plus
that's
side.
part two because it's like because you know we know you, we love you, we're here
Yeah.
for you. Like we're
I know
ride
that
or
you
die.
guys will do your best to protect me, but at the same time, like, if these people are like, hey, because I know what's going to happen, right? I'm not an idiot. I've been around the legal system long enough, and I know how if you shake the right tree, something's going to happen. Like, I know what's going to happen is they're going to say that whatever I said, they're going to pick it apart. They're going to go through all my videos. They're going to go through this right now, what I'm saying, and they're going to go, you violated this, and this of your department's policy and procedure. And they're going to go, and you violated this, and this of whatever procedure, and you should be fired. You need to be removed. You're suspended, and here you go. And so what's going to happen is a guy, myself, if I can toot my own horn, who's a hard worker, who's been crushing his cases, who my lieutenant and my chief of detectives can vouch is like an asset in whatever unit I go to, especially under the investigative unit of being, you know, special victims or others. Like,
A good ass cop.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
a good ass police officer.
so I know that I just know the squeeze is going to happen to where there's going to be, I feel like there's going to be negative repercussions on my career, and they're going to come after me for it because just that, if nobody else has done this yet, why?
Wait, can we? I guarantee we could pull way more money than their attorneys do. I guarantee we can pull way.
And besides,
Do we
like,
know who
I'm
the
pretty-
attorneys are?
I don't know the names of the attorneys. But I can say that they are the attorneys that represent the Buffalo school system, and that they are attorneys that have been receiving subpoenas and that those attorneys that have been receiving the subpoenas have not been responding to them.
I'm pretty comfortable dying on the hill of protecting
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
That's-
Which is like
totally okay
morally, I'm 100% in the right. Morally, like, fuck off. I know what I'm doing, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be negative repercussions. And like, that's one of those weird things where like, I love being a cop. I'm not going to stop being a cop. I could have this career, but I love being a cop. But I'm worried that my thing is I think they're going to suspend me for an investigation. They're going to take a good detective that does the right things off the fucking streets for an indefinite period of time. What my biggest fear is, I don't think I'll lose my job for it, even though I know they'll come after me for it. My next biggest fear is that they're just going to take me off the table and they're going to fucking put me on administrative leave for 10 years until I'm forced to retire, and I'm never going to be able to help a kid again. And that's going to make me cry.
As he sips from his bad bitch mug.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that
I love
doesn't
arresting
happen.
bad guys.
You make a change,
I
brother.
feel like Rich is
You got contacts in the White House. You got contacts in the Pentagon.
I'll put it this way: we got some contacts that could probably make this.
terrifying for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
It's all fun and games until you get a call from your boss's boss's boss.
yeah. So like,
in DC.
so I knew, and like, not to, pump you guys up, but you're kind of a big deal.
You ever see Good Will Hunting?
What's that?
Good Will Hunting.
What about it? Yeah, one of my favorite movies.
Is that the autistic guy
Robert
who
Williams.
yeah.
What's Robert Williams telling? It's not your fault.
Oh, bro, don't fucking.
not your fault.
Yeah, that's my line.
It's not your fault.
It's not my fault. I know. Well, I didn't cause the situation, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to catch flack for it. And I'm okay with catching flack for it. What I don't want is to like not do the thing that I'm good at that I love.
We'll make sure that never happens.
Yeah, you got a
You
couple
have
million
word on that
homies.
one,
Yeah.
brother. We will dump whatever's needed to keep
Sub
that going.
goes to war.
I'll fucking.
Yeah, looking at our
immediately.
combined numbers, it's like my gang's bigger than yours.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I don't know if I'm invited, but I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah. So,
fuck. Well, that was a little heavy.
Crime for the mandated reporter to not report it though.
Yes.
say that again.
Is it not a crime for the mandated reporter to
So
not report?
let me tell you something, right? It's a slippery slope, which is one of the reasons why I think there's been like some pushback. I don't say pushback, but it's a slippery slope, and that's why it's difficult to charge not reporting when you're a mandated reporter. In New York State, there is New York State penal law. I forget which one it is, but it's failing to report, right? Now, that can fall under, I'll give you two examples that are very different, right? Failing to report can be the situation that I talked about the girl going to a school counselor and saying, something's happening to me and them not reporting it, right? It can also, technically under the law, right, the white and black of it, it can also be done if you beat up your kid, a 911 call, and I am a police officer and I come up and I arrest you for that and I take you to jail, but I don't report it. So that's one of the things that's kind of keeping like the police, I think, potentially at bay, is that there's instances where the police made an arrest, but they didn't report, which is like, to me is bullshit. They made the arrest has been affected. A rookie cop would assume that I've done literally the highest amount of shit I can do. I've effected an arrest. I haven't just taken a report and sent it forward. I've made an arrest. New York State now knows that this person has been arrested for child abuse, and they bring him in. And so I know that that's one of the issues when it comes to going for somebody that has a failure to report. Because if the legal system is the legal system, if you do it for one person, you got to do it for them all. And sometimes, people in the legal system don't see the gray. And the gray is the police officer made a good judgment by effecting the arrest and maybe failed to report. But in that failure to report, it wasn't an intentional failure to report. He made an arrest and assumed that was enough, which I think we can all agree is like an understandable mistake.
Yeah.
Right? You put that in front
when
of
you have a good system, it works.
Yeah. Got our
if you effect an arrest, why should you have to make a report? That should be done by maybe a report technician or by New York State by checking a box and saying, oh, hey, this person was arrested for this. We'll fill out this report automatically from CPS. But that's very different from my example of the school counselor failing to report not once And I'll even let that one slide. Like, fuck it. Hey, my dad beats me. All right, this kid's a liar a little bit. Where are the bruises? I don't see any bruises. Well, I stay home, so then I don't have bruise up that well. Like, all right, this is weird. You should report that. But everybody makes a mistake. All right, cool. You got one. But if some kid fucking shows up to you with a recording on their phone and says, hey, this is me, and then walks away, and then later on in the day, you go back to that kid and then confirm that it's them, fuck off. You don't get to do your job anymore because you can't. You're inept. So those are two different things, and that's one of the things that I've noticed is like this slippery slope thing. If you go against the counselor that did the obvious wrong, that can bring in litigation to say, well, we have to treat the officers that didn't do the CPS report, Child Protective Services report, when they made the arrest. But at the same time, like I said, there's gray, there's understanding. There is, what do we call it? Officer discretion. That officer discretion can be passed down to the fucking ADAs.
A time or two.
Which means that if I see something happen, let's say a traffic ticket, you go through a stop sign, I have the discretion to not give you a stop sign ticket. The ADAs, the district attorney, has the discretion to say, all right, you effected an arrest. You weren't intentionally not reporting a CPS thing. You made an arrest and thought that was good enough. You made a mistake. Hey, next time, fix that, right? And then you also have the discretion to then arrest that school counselor that fucked up until the third time that kid came into school black and blue, and I had to arrest her blood father.
That's crazy.
So
policing.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it. It's great. And I never expected to have like this emotional like reaction to it. But like
It seems like the dichotomy between like it's awful to experience, but it's also awful knowing that if I'm not there to stop it, it'll keep going.
yeah, and I can't deal with that. Like, dude, it's like being to fucking pump my own horn. It's like being a drill sergeant. If I see a private fuck up and they do the wrong thing, and all the other drill sergeants are like, well, you gotta be careful on that one. That one might make a complaint on you. I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna do the right thing. And I'm gonna discipline that private. Well, the same thing here. Like, fuck the people that aren't doing their job. They should do their job. Especially when it comes to kids. And if you make a mistake, hey, listen, we're reasonable people. We made a mistake. Don't do that again. Okay, cool. If you are, what would you call it? Reckless.
A cover-up. Intentionally
preventing the district attorney's office from gathering information after you're subpoenaed by court orders or judges, etc., then fuck you. If you're deleting evidence, you. So it's come to that point where oh man, I've been like stressing about it for like the past like 5 days. Ever since I like decided that something had to happen and I didn't know what to do. And I was like, man, I think I'm gonna bring it up on the podcast.
We got your back. I'll fucking
Yeah. You are a bad bitch.
Dude, I picked the right mug.
Dude, thank you.
So
I'm not gonna lie though.
Thank you first off. Hey, thank you.
Yeah,
Seriously, from
dead serious.
Thank you, brother. Like, that takes a lot of balls doing the right thing. A lot of people don't do the right thing, as it
put
said.
my arm around you.
Don't touch
It's taken so much to not hug you
Yeah,
this
like,
whole time.
Don't do it on camera. People don't need to see me be all weepy and
how do
shit.
you want us to start?
What's that?
How do you want us to start?
I think if
we just did.
yeah.
No, I know we did. Just what's the opening move?
I'm not gonna lie. Like hearing you talk about that, and then Brandon brought up the whole like, you know, if you're not there, then who else is gonna do it?
Dude, there's a lot of people that care that don't know what to do, and they're like, we're trying to do it, we're trying to move it forward, and I'm like, it's not fast enough. This isn't. You know what? We've been in the same spot for 2 years. Heaven help us if how long we've been in that same spot before I got to the Special Victims Unit. Right? I know we've been in the same spot since I became a detective and went to the Special Victims Unit in 2023. And if we were still in that, if that spot is where we're at now, I don't know how far back that beginning was. And like I said, there's a lot of good people in the ADA's office, in the commissioner's office of my police department. There are good people that have been trying to find a way to fix it. And and they're frustrated, and they're limited with, you know, what they can do. They're just limited. Like, hey man, I'm pushing up the chain of command. I keep making these things. I keep saying these things, and you like, I'm doing it. I'm not ignoring it. And like I said, it's been weighing on me. I started getting counseling last week.
No, it's a good thing though. That's a really good thing.
It's been fucking me up. So
absolutely
I got counseling last week, and then
Proud of you, brother.
yeah, thank you. And then a couple of days ago, I couldn't sleep.
And we'll make a difference the best we can.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Well, Rich, I think we can all say you're not ever going to be jobless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, I really like this job. I tell you, the police. I mean, I'm talking about police. Man, I really love being a cop. Man, I love being a cop.
Well, you know, outside of all the millions of fake people, you know, we all love you, brother.
Yeah, shut up. All right, let's say some jokes for the after show now.
Hey, Rich. I speak for the entire table. We will always have your back, no matter what, buddy. The entire community will rally behind you. Thank you so much for opening up, showing that side to the world. You and your lady, Tay, are amazing, amazing humans. Be proud of everything you've accomplished in this life and continue to accomplish. You guys are going to be fantastic parents. We are blessed to call you a friend. We are blessed to share the room with you and experience those laughs. We're blessed to call you a business partner. Keep kicking ass and taking names, man. To the audience out there that might not know Rich, Angry Cops, you're talking to a dude that loves being a police officer, loves being a detective, most importantly, loves helping others. He is still in the military as a drill sergeant. He doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be a police officer. He chooses to be because he actually cares and he actually wants to make a difference. That is so rare to find a human like that. And that's why he is a very, very, very good friend, and why I stress how lucky we are to have an individual like that in our lives. Be proud of yourself, man. I hope you know that. That is from all the love from all the guys. We are just blessed to have you in our lives, my friend. And I know it wasn't easy doing that message, crying on camera and then crying in front of others it's difficult. It's not an easy thing putting yourself out there like that. And you did, and you have so much respect from all of us. So thank you, buddy. Thank you for being who you are, my friend. I love you, my man. I'd give you a hug if I could.